lovelies, Elsie here to do a collective reading. Just thought I'd come here and just drop some energy, find out what is going on in the ethers here. When I do a collective reading, it is for all the signs. So if you just want to watch for your signs, put on your intuitive hat. I'll call it the signs and symbols as you need to hear them, and you can figure out if this is your reading or not. I feel like what we should talk about is why you're stuck, or why you're unable to move from a place, or what has you stuck, possibly. I think that we should talk about that. We're going to start with the archetypes deck and find out what sort of energy that brings us. We're going to throw a bunch of oracles, and then we're going to get to the tarot. Tell me why the collective might be stuck, please. Tell me why the collective is stuck. Feels like there's it feels like an energy of I don't know how to move forward, so how can I? That's what it feels like, and I've been feeling that for a few days now. So let's find out what's going on here. Tell me about the collective, please. What energy do we have here? We have a child orphan. Interesting. So this can cause a really big wound, right? Bottom of the deck, we have guide, light attribute. It says represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. So I want to say that there is somebody here who is suffering from being an orphan. And it says light attributes. It says independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. I feel like I'm connecting with somebody here who is someone who feels abandoned, either if it's abandoned by parents, and maybe you couldn't control that abandonment. Maybe it wasn't necessarily that your parents gave you up. It might be that something happened and you lost your parents at a very early age here. But I want to say that this is part of what is keeping you stuck. And it's time to untangle that. It says independence based on learning to go it alone. It's hyper independence. You won't let anybody help you. You've learned to go it on your own. You've learned to do it all on your own. So you never open up to people and tell them what's wrong. It's because of some sort of an abandonment issue, that maybe it's an abandonment of a father or a mother or both. Or like I said, maybe you're the unfortunate person who experienced the loss of a parent at a very early age. So I think for some of you, it is feeling orphaned or feeling alone. And so you've learned to be hyper independent. You've learned to go it alone. And so I feel it's almost like as if you're maybe not even aware that you've locked people out of your life and that you choose to do it alone. We've got blame. It says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. And so I want to say that what's going on here is it does feel like somebody here needs to stop blaming their circumstances on other people or other situations. Because when you're a child, if you are abandoned or orphaned when you're a child, you don't have control over that. But as you get to be an adult, now it becomes your problem. You're the one that has to fix it. You're the one that has to seek out help for that thing. But I feel like for some people that they blame, right? We all go through it, all of us. We all go through this place where we're blaming on other people. Well, the reason I'm this way is because of an orphan. The reason I'm this way is because of the abandonment. The reason, and we have to stop blaming it on those things and start to untangle them and realize what we're going to do in order to be able to get unstuck. It's like we're too focused on the reasons why we're stuck instead of and we're blaming other people as to why we're stuck, blaming our job, blaming our circumstances, blaming our economic status, blaming other people, right? It's like and sometimes, like I've said before, poverty is something that that can be taught from generation to generation. Not all the time. Sometimes it's the circumstances are unfortunate. But I do feel that once we get to be an adult, we have to find ways to get in control of those circumstances and stop blaming them and accept responsibility for your own well-being. We do have relationships. And so I feel like it's, and it might be that have relationships with people, but the reason that they don't work or the reason that you feel stuck is because of the abandonment issues. It says, I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And so maybe you do find people who you are attracted to because of the higher good, but because of this hole or this rip or tear in time here with this orphaned energy, it feels like somebody here is having a really hard time moving forward here. Maybe one more card. We do have choose wisely. Oh, got motorcycles. I think that's sort of confirmation. That's telling me that it feels like it's time to take a step forward, but it's time to choose wisely about where you're going to put your time. Look, if you're the person who has been in this situation all of your life, and you've already come to an age where you're an adult, this energy will pour out onto your children and your children's children. This is something that is learned. Like I said, it could be from an unfortunate circumstance, but it is an energy that is learned, being hyper-dependent, not allowing other people to help you, and because you are trying to conquer the fear of surviving. It feels like somebody here lives in survival mode, and it's time to get out of survival mode. I think that's what's keeping you stuck. That's what it feels like here. So choose wisely. It's time to make better decisions, or maybe not better decisions. Maybe that's the wrong way to say it. Different decisions, because if you keep doing what you always did, you're always going to get what you always got. It's only until you change your mind where things begin to change for you. It's hard to go in a different direction. It's hard to change your mind. All of those things are tough. It's way easier to blame it on the circumstance, or blame it on the person, or blame it on whoever orphaned you, or whoever left you behind, or yeah, it's really easy to do that. We've got watch and wait. Card number 53 is an 8. I really do feel that somebody here needs to get to work on themselves, because it feels like there's somebody here who is probably part of a family or a situation, a group of people where somebody had a lot of kids, but everybody dispersed. It feels like everybody went on to have their own lives. I want to say that this whole thing isn't over. This is not where it ends. This is not what you have to resign yourself to for the rest of your life. You don't. You always have the option to work on yourself. Card 53 is an 8. You always have the opportunity and the option to work on yourself, to change your mind, to make different choices, to choose wisely, to go in any direction that you want. I feel like it's just a matter of needing to stop the blame game. And you might not even be saying, well, it's my mother's fault for abandoning me, it's my father's fault for abandoning me, or it's my husband or wife's fault for abandoning me. I feel like it's not even that. I feel like the blame game that's being played here is that, well, this is just my lot in life, this is just my circumstance, this is the life of an orphan, this is a life of someone who got left behind by their parents, or maybe one parent, right? Sometimes that can leave a really big, huge hole in your heart if you were abandoned by a parent, for sure. It says here, watch and wait, because nothing's over. I feel like if you decide that you're going to change your mind, that you'll work on yourself and go over the details, practice some self-mastery, I feel like there's a way out of anything, honestly. And I mean, some people really hate that I'm the eternal optimist. But I am, because I am one of these people. I'm one of these people who was orphaned as a child, and not because of death. And that's the hardest part, right? When you feel unwanted, but it is up to you. It's up to you to figure out what it is that you need to do for you, rather than blaming it on the circumstance, or the person, or whatever's going on. Tell me what else we need to know for the collective, please. Tell me how the collective becomes unstuck, please. Tell me how we can get things moving again. How can we gain some ground, start moving forward here? We have the 5 of Swords. First, you have to face the problem. First, you have to face the conflict. You have to face that possibly that you have a different idea about how to live life than someone else had. So maybe you became a parent and now you're a way better parent than your parents were, and you didn't abandon anybody. But I want to say that there's a conflict going on within you, that you're raging battles, I feel. And sometimes that will come out as projection. Sometimes those battles from feeling orphaned. Look, it feels like in terms of relationships, friendships, love ships, whatever the ships are, it feels like sometimes we can test people. I'm going to test you. Are you going to go? I'm going to test you. I'm going to do this to you. Is that going to make you leave? It almost feels like somebody is in this embroiled in a battle with the self, and so therefore it pours out onto other people. And so it does feel like somebody here is living in this energy of blame. So you get into a relationship and it doesn't work out, so you blame the other person, but really what it is way back here, you have a hole in your heart from some sort of an orphan thing that happened when you were a child. Somebody gave you up, or somebody didn't help you out of a hard situation. We've got the 10 of Cups. It does feel like it is family. Yeah. It does feel like, I want to say that you will want to be happy. You know, the 10 of Cups is what everybody's after. Everybody's after that rainbow, right? What's at the end of the rainbow? The ultimate apex of happiness, the family. I want you to love me. But if we don't love ourselves, or we're battling ourselves, there's no way that we can keep this family unit together, because it is a battle that you're raging. And when you rage that battle within the self, my friend, it's apt to pour out on somebody else. It is going to be pouring out on somebody else. And I feel like it's hard to keep a relationship together. I feel like you're running after the elusive happiness. And it's because of a hole in your heart from way back. We have the Seven of Wands. I feel like you're at the crossroads. For some of you, you're at a point where relationships keep crashing and burning. And I feel like somebody here really does want to be in a loving, happy marriage together, living together, whatever it is, whatever your 10 of Cups is. Maybe it's not even a relationship. Maybe it's just I want to be a happy person. I want to be happy in my work life. Maybe it's just that. But I feel like somebody here is standing their ground. It's like, no, I'm not going to psychology. No, I'm not seeking out any extra help. You know, people who are crazy go to psychologists and psychiatrists. I feel like somebody here is sort of discounting that there are ways to work through these things, and I feel like somebody here is standing their ground, feeling like I need to make a decision. I'm at the crossroads here, and I feel like you are. I feel like for whoever I'm connecting with, that you're at the crossroads of a situation here, but you're holding back for fear of what other people might say. We do have the High Priestess, but I feel like your intuition is telling you to do it. I feel like you're at the crossroads here. You're at the crossroads because you're supposed to be. You're at a place where it's almost like you're holding your ground and you can't go any further. I feel like this is where you're stuck. It's like, I want this, but I can't stop projecting, or I can't stop feeling badly or not feeling good enough. And we see it all the time, right? I mean, 90 Day Fiancé is a great one, right? It's like people get into relationships because I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me, therefore we must be compatible. But we tend to skip over or glaze over all of these holes that have been left in our heart as children. And that's really a true reason why things aren't going to work out for you, is because you don't take care of the past traumas, right? And then we get into this blame game. I'm going to blame you. It's your fault because I'm not happy. It's your fault that I'm unhappy. And I feel like it's just a really hard way to live. I feel like the High Priestess is here. I want to say that somebody here is going to listen to their intuition eventually. I feel like we've got a High Priestess here who doesn't realize they are a High Priestess. This is Pisces energy. I feel like we have somebody here who doesn't realize that if they would just learn to trust the self. But how can you? When you've been abandoned and you've got this hole that's ripped in your heart by either a parent leaving or somebody who abandoned you in the past. It could be a relationship or a friendship. It feels like people keep abandoning you, that you keep giving and people keep abandoning you. And I feel like the only way that you know how to fix things, or the way you're trying to fix things, is by being an overgiver. So even though you feel like this on the inside, 5 of Swords, I feel like the 10 of Cups is what you're giving everybody else. You're giving and giving and giving emotional things. But I feel like you're coming to a point there where you're like, I can't keep giving to people that aren't giving back to me. The 7 of Wands tells me that you're holding your ground. It's like you're becoming a little bit angry. I want to say angry at the way people are treating you, that they're not giving you the things that you want. And there's no way you can make people give you what you want. And that's the thing. But I feel like this is where you're stuck, that you don't trust yourself, that you won't listen to your intuition. So you're stuck at the 2 of Wands. You're stuck at this place where you know that you need to take a different path, but maybe you're scared to take that different path. Yeah, your intuition is telling you that you're stuck for a reason. How do you begin to trust your intuition, though? That's the thing. If you've never been taught how to trust your intuition, how do you trust your intuition? This can also be like this orphaned energy can also be like, sometimes there's overbearing parents, right? Mothers and fathers. Sometimes it's overbearing, and person who told you to breathe in, where to breathe out, that told you that you're going to be the accountant because your father was, told you that you're going to be that you're going to be checking groceries in a grocery store because your mother was. Or it feels like somebody like had control over you and wouldn't let you do your own thing, and then all of a sudden they let go. Maybe they passed away, or maybe you no longer speak with them, and now you're kind of lost. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to trust your own intuition because someone always told you what to do, what to be, where to go, how to get there. We do have the World card. You must learn to trust the intuition. This will be a new day for you. This will be a new day for you. The World card is here, and this is an accomplishment to learn how to make decisions based on what you feel is good for you and not good for others. But I feel like when we're in this child orphan, in this orphaned energy here, and hyper independent, I feel like it ends up being in this energy. We end up being hyper independent in even the best relationship. And it becomes hard. The conversation becomes hard. We start to blame people, and we start to want to win at any cost here. Tell me about this. The Wheel of Fortune. You can become unstuck. It's going to take a change of mind. The thing is that we can't wait until everything falls in. We can't wait until the universe gives us no choice but to move forward. The Temperance card is here, and it will come. And the Wheel of Fortune is here. Things will change. But are you ready for the change? Because I feel like somebody here has been independent, single, and even if you've been in a relationship, that you've acted as though you're single, or maybe you're the person who steps up and takes care of everything in the relationship, feminine or masculine. That's hyper independence. When you want people, maybe you've come from a place where people have ordered you around, so now you order other people around. It feels like that you are the person who is confident. I feel like you have confidence. I feel like you are somebody who would really love to let someone else take the wheel, I'm going to say, but something has to change. How can we change this? How can the collective change this, please? How can they get unstuck? Because the wheel is gonna help you move forward here. But I still feel we have this issue of hyper independence here. What's got to change? So we've got the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. I feel like the comfort zone is the family. Some of you really do need to break away from people who keep telling you who you are, what to do. The Ten of Pentacles is here. To me, this is the family, right? You're worrying about the family, and it's time for you to start ignoring whatever these people are saying to you and waiting for the moment of alchemy. But you can't acknowledge or know or feel the moment of alchemy if you're not listening to your intuition. And in order to listen to your intuition, what needs to come to an end is standing your ground, thinking that it's your way or the highway, that you have all the answers, that you don't need any extra help, that you don't need anyone else to help you grow. So I feel like we're stuck in worry. For some of you, it's almost like you can't get out of your head about the things that your parents told you, or the way that your parents told you should be. This happens a lot, where, whole generations of people, they're all expected to be nurses, they're all expected to be doctors, they're all expected to be lawyers, right? So instead of going on your own, I feel like somebody here feels like they're stuck to the memory of, or having to do the things that their parents wanted them to do, even though they abandoned them. I feel like things need to come into balance here. You need to come into balance, and you can still do that while you're independent, because the Nine of Pentacles is about doing it all yourself. That needs to change. I feel that you can heal that. I feel like you can come into balance with it. You can be super happy. But it feels like you need to get out of this energy of thinking about the past, because the Nine of Swords is a place where you're stuck in a cycle. It's like, no, I'm not wrong. It's like somebody who is fixed in the ways that they think, and it doesn't necessarily, it's not exclusive to the fixed signs. It's not exclusive to Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. It's not exclusive to that, to those signs. I feel like it could be somebody who is a Sagittarius. We do have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, but it could be someone who is a Sagittarius, someone who's a Pisces possibly. I feel like you need to stop living for the family. You need to stop living for the family. It's time for you to become independent of the family. And I don't mean hyper independent. If you want to be happy, you have to listen for the moment of alchemy. Things must be healed. They must come into balance. It's time for you to kind of weigh things out back and forth, right? Water and fire. We're waiting for the right moment to do something. I feel like with this Four of Cups here, it's a comfort zone for you to just take orders, to do the things that people tell you to do rather than make the decisions for yourself. Therefore, if you get into a relationship, then you can blame it on them. Well, you're the one that said you would stay forever, and now you're not, and now it's your fault, and now I'm hurt because of you. I feel like it's all about this. Somebody here is stuck standing their ground, not willing to be flexible. And please understand that a healthy mind is flexible. Somebody who just won't let it go, somebody who just is standing their ground, that's not a very healthy mindset. It's not. I feel like you need to introduce some flexibility, which is the high priestess, which is the possibility of all things. The reason this person has become the high priestess is because they are open to spirit. They're open to looking at the other side of things. It's all about being open here. But I feel like you can accomplish this with the World card. You can accomplish this here, but it is going to take some time, I feel. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some healing. It's going to take possibly some professional help. We've got the Star. You do want to heal. You do want to heal, I feel. But every time you try to do it, it feels like you get stuck in this place of making decisions, like you can't make the decision to heal. It's almost as if you feel as though if you make the decision to heal, then you lost the battle. It's like, but I want to do it on my own. That's the hyper vigilance or the hyper independence I was talking about. And that does come from the hole that's in the heart from long ago, right? From feeling like you got to take care of it yourself. Otherwise, if you leave it up to someone else, they're going to let you down 100% of the time. So you stay in this hyper independent mode. I really do feel I'm speaking to someone here who wishes to get out of that. I feel like with the Star energy here that you're smart, that you know what you need to do. But I feel like it's really like, you know, I've got to exact this sword. I've got to decide what I'm going to do and actually say something, do something, and get some clarity on it, because I feel like I'm dealing with somebody here or speaking with somebody, connecting to somebody who lives with a broken heart. And I feel it's because your inability to make decisions, and it leaves you in lack. I want to say that the decisions that you can make are infinite, because we do have the figure 8 here. It's infinity. It's like you have infinite ways in which you can heal, but it feels like somebody is stuck in their ways. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. You've been stuck there for a while, and you know that it's time to go on some sort of a new path. But I feel like it feels like you're not wanting the competition, that you've been holding back from preparing to make a decision. 7 Wands, again, holding your ground, right? You've been holding back, right, from the 2. This is the indecision, right? We have some indecision. I'm not sure which direction I want to go. There could be competition. I'm not really sure what to do. And the 2 of Wands is I need to prepare to make a decision. This is the Queen, right? The Queen is the one who does things fearlessly. Even she makes it look easy, but believe me, she's full of fears. She's the one who is forged through fire. She's the one who's had so many hardships happen to her in the past, and it's really hard for her to move. It's really hard for her to regard anyone else's opinion in order to move forward. She's like, I'll go rogue. Don't even tell me what to do, right? I feel like that's the energy of somebody here. It feels like you need to be prepared to come out of this 5 of Wands, to come out of this lack of not being able to make decisions. I want to say that you've been stuck in this energy for a really long time with the Knight of Pentacles here, maybe years for some of you. It's time for you to throw the seeds of intention. It's time for you to take it to take a different perspective. It's like, I can start at the beginning again. I can take this opportunity that's been hanging there for a really long time, and I can use it with the 7 of Wands. The 7 and the 1 is 8. 7 of Pentacles. 7 and the 1 is 8. That's working on yourself. That's self-mastery. How do you do that? Well, I suggest you check with somebody who knows all about psychology or psychiatry. I'm not telling you that you need it. I'm telling you that it's a really good tool. You might even pick up a book, right? It doesn't even have to be that you visit someone. You might decide to really just start investing in yourself, because I feel like you have a lot of love to give. I feel like you do want this closeness. I feel like you want to have a love partner, someone who will exchange cups with you, someone who will love you for who you are. And I think that that's what you want, but I feel like until you grow, until you take this long time to grow, to find out what path you want. Because look, if the farmer stands there with the seeds in their hand, they're never going to grow a crop. They have to throw the seeds of intention, take a chance, and then they have to nurture it. It's not like they're just throwing the seeds and hoping they grow. They're nurturing, they're watering, they're cultivating, they're making sure that everything is in place, right? That they need in order for things to work out for them. Watch and wait. I feel like somebody here is on the verge of making a decision to pull forward here. I feel like you're going to make a decision, but listen, it's not easy. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you want it to be easy, then it's not going to happen. It's going to be frickin' hard. You're going to have to face yourself. You're going to have to face this hole in your heart, this orphaned energy. You're going to have to face the fact that maybe you've been blaming other people when in fact it was something that was controllable within you, that you were just projecting it onto people that were trying to enter your life to help you with being happy. It's all about a choice, right? We all make choices in our life, and they lead us on the path in the choices that we make. And I feel like it's not over for you. I don't care how old you are. You could be 90. I don't care. There's still time for you to figure it out here. Give me some advice, please, for the collective. We have sacrifice. You may have to sacrifice things. Giving up something now for a future reward. And that means you might have to stay single for a while. You might have to stay out of relationships for a while. You're going to have to sacrifice something, which is possibly your pride. Pride comes before the fall, understand? And I feel like you have to sacrifice your pride, and maybe you don't have all the answers. We have strength. It says determination and perseverance and self-discovery. It's all about working on yourself, my friend. We have obsession, focusing too much on one situation, the need to take a step back. So it does feel like you get to a point where you get obsessed with people, maybe obsessive in a relationship, friendship, love ship, whatever the ship is, and it doesn't work out because it's like it ends up turning up as codependency, and then you blame them for leaving because you kept them stuck in a spot, right? We have new opportunity. There are new opportunities coming, but I do believe it comes after you get unstuck. We do have rest. Listen to your body mentally, physically unwind. We have expansion. And we have release. It is all about releasing. You must release the old ways of thought. You must change your mind and replace it with new, healthy ways of thinking. If you are the person who is stuck within themselves, arguing, fighting, if you're getting into one toxic relationship after the other, because understand, if you're here, you are attracting people who are in this same position, because you don't manifest. When you manifest, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. So if you are this, you are attracting that. And it ends up arguments and fights, even though you attract the perfect person, or you feel they are the perfect person. Whatever's going on, the turmoil that's going on the inside is what ends everything. Things are about to change, and they can go in a very positive direction, because the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that expansion's here. You know, the moment of alchemy is here. It's time for you to expand your mind, expand the way you think, change your mind. Things are about to change if you will allow them. And then that's when the lover shows up. Look at that. And then you're free to love after that, after overcoming these obstacles, because you get it through wisdom. Look, books, whatever way you want to do it, however way you want to do it, I feel like it's telling you here that wisdom is what's going to help you overcome the obstacles. It's going to bring in the lover. I feel like if you're feeling lonely because every relationship you get into ends up crashing and burning, there's a way out of it. There's a way for you to not be stuck any longer. And it's about preparing to go on some sort of a new journey and getting out of this energy of feeling in lack. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate you. Guys, take care. Love you so much. I'll be back. Bye-bye.